Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Absolutely Not Podcast. Welcome to our bonus episode. I know it's a holiday week, and I wanted to give you a little extra razzmatazz, just because I love you so much. And look, it's so different from the other episode. I put my hair back. I love answering the hot takes. I love when you guys DM me on Instagram and we just kind of get into it because that is sometimes my most requested, bit of information. Y'all want to catch up on the hard-hitting questions. I don't always see my DMs. Our community is very active in the DMs, and I miss a lot of stuff, and I feel really shitty about it. So I figure this is always a fun way to answer all the hard-hitting questions, all the things you want to know, and we can just do it in a podcast episode. Hold on real quick. I am going to do a quick lubrication of the lips. Hold on. Don't you love that I could have done this before we started, but no. I want to do it right now. Let's take a moment and look at how cute my little Prada nylon bag is. If you want a great, quick summer suggestion, not sponsored by Prada, would love to be, love this little bag. Goes flat. It's a nice little nylon bucket bag. Goes completely flat in a suitcase. You could literally put a dead body in there. It holds everything. Also, shout out to Clarins. They sent me these lip oils, and it's called Lip Comfort Oil. I'm wearing color 10 Plum. Looks very dark in the bottle. And then you put that on there, and it is, that is nice. It is not sticky. It is moisturizing. They are not sponsoring, but I thank you. Love that. Nothing better than a summer lip oil that smells not like plums, but it is great. So anyways, we're going to get into the hot takes. I had you guys send in questions on Instagram. So I feel like we should jump into it because I know it's going to spark a lot of ideas. But let's start from the top and get into it. Somebody said, Heather, I've been with you since 10,000 followers. How are you staying grounded? You're still perfection. Thank you. Oh my God, stop. I will take it. Thank you so much. Listen, shout out to the OGs who've been here from the beginning. And I love doing this podcast so much. It brings me so much joy. And we have laughed our fucking asses off over the last 5 years. And I know some of y'all are new because you're just finding it through, the reels on TikTok and Instagram, but we've been doing this thing for years and we're having the time of our life. Thank you to the people who've been here since 10K. I owe you so much gratitude because that's where, I got my start. But what was the question? How are you staying grounded? I'm staying grounded in the fact that no matter what I do, it's never enough. Okay. Truly. It's been a little frustrating because, I was thinking about this the other day. I started on Instagram and through social media, did all these character videos, comedic videos, was putting stand up there. Really kind of started that years ago. Then I started touring, got other jobs, right? So you do the social media to get the other jobs that then filter in doing the other jobs. And it's grown and it's been amazing. But I think I told you this 2 weeks ago. I did get a call from my team and they're like, you're not doing enough on Instagram. You need to get back to what you were doing. And I see a lot of the content that goes out these days and it feels just so everyone's just copying everybody's bits and bullshit. And that frustrates me as a creator. But I also know I can't get in that cycle of being well, I'm going to shit on it because that's where I got my start. So I know I just got to get back to the roots of me driving around with Robin. That's y'all's most requested shit. You want to see what I've been up to. And the wild thing is you do all that on social media to then get the platform to go do the other things. But I have had a real humbling moment amongst myself, just knowing I got to get back to what you guys also loved, which was seeing me act like an asshole on the internet. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that this summer. I'm going to keep making content. We've been vlogging. That's been really requested. But it is funny. How do you stay grounded? It never feels like enough. Even though we have done so much fucking cool shit this last year, I get one phone call from an agent. And they're like, you're not doing enough. And you're like, my back's fucking broken, Bruce. But it's never fucking enough. How do I stay grounded? I, go to my primary care physician and I get on that scale and they let me know I'm not doing enough. I did say the other day, though, I don't know what it is. I don't know if my phone has been listening to me. We know the phone listens to you, but I have been getting these brutal, just insane motivational videos from these men who call themselves alpha. And we know any man who calls himself an alpha is a fucking beta, all right? But if I see one more video of a dude being like, take off your clothes in the mirror and look at your tiny little fucking dick. And if you got a tiny dick, kill yourself. Like, I woke up the day after Memorial Day to those kind of motivational videos. It's like, if you're fat, fucking go to the gym. If you're poor, get a job. And you're like, okay, all right, everybody calm down. It's a little bit more nuanced than that. If you're depressed, go eat a sandwich and fucking smile. And you're like, all right, well, maybe they have a chemical imbalance. Maybe we need some medication. But I woke up these past couple days and my For You page is just aggressively getting verbally assaulted by these men. I mean, one of these guys, I see him do these motivational speeches to like a lot of sales teams. He's clearly like the used car sales guy, but he always has a Biore strip on his face. I'm like, I'm not taking fucking advice from a guy who's wearing a Biore strip in a conference room at a Hilton somewhere in San Diego. Get the fuck out of here. And I'm getting sent a lot of Tom Brady workout regimen shit. And I'm like, what is happening? Whatever happened to kitty cats playing the pianos on YouTube? I don't know how I got to this dark side of the internet, but I'm there. But how do I stay grounded? I live with Robin. You know what I mean? I check my DMs. Every like 10th DM is somebody thinking that they're DMing their friend, but they're really telling me they think I'm ugly. How do I stay grounded? I go on male comedians' podcasts and then I read all the comments from men who watch those comedians, and they're all probably lovely guys. The comedians, of course, are lovely, but I mean, I read what the fans write, and they usually call me a refrigerator. Everyone seems to think that I used to be a man. And you know what? Compliment taken. Can't tell you how many times on the internet somebody's like, is that a dude? Is that a dude? Is she trans? Thank you. Thank you. I'll take it. I'll take it. How do you stay grounded? How do you stay humbled? Read comments on the internet. How do you stay grounded? I don't know. Go to a Saks Fifth Avenue in Bell Harbor in Miami and ask if they have a size 14. That's how you stay grounded. But I love you and thank you for that little ego boost. Do you see what I did there? I went on a spiral of all the things I'm doing wrong in my life. But that's okay. That's okay. Next question. Do you ever get insecure? Your confidence is key. I'll take it. Do I ever get insecure? Do you see what I just did there? I got insecure. Do you ever get insecure? Yeah, all the time. No, I was always a confident kid. I just am kind of like, the only person I'm competing with is myself. Everybody's doing their fucking thing. I do get insecure because I wonder, like, because I'm a little, what do I want to say? I'm a little removed, in a sense, from Hollywood. Like, I live in Atlanta. I'm doing my own thing, but I'm kind of removed from the scene. So sometimes when I have to jump back into that scene, I get a little like, all right, do people know who I am? What's going on? Da, da, da. But I have to just remember, like, it does not matter. It does not matter. I'm doing my thing. Everyone's doing their own thing. People are so far up their own asses. Nobody is really thinking about what you're doing or not doing. Of course I get insecure. I just went and had a consultation to get my fucking neck done. And I may do it. And I'm not saying I'm having like massive plastic surgery, okay? I'm letting y'all know in the bonus episode, I had a consultation. And it would just be a little neck thing under here where they do a little incision under my chin and do one behind my ear and they just tighten that little muscle. Because what I found out was, as I've been aging, turns out, guys, thick neck, thin ankles, it's literally hereditary. I got my neck from my father, which I always knew. But apparently no matter how much weight you lose, that's genetics. And my dad covered it with a beard. But because I used to be a man, I could probably also cover it with a beard. You know? I don't know. Do I get insecure? Yeah, every time I see myself on camera. Every time. So if you're feeling it, I'm feeling it. We're all feeling it. And I hope that if I do get a little muscle tweak, okay, as I said, I don't want to do anything with my face. I just want this to be a little sharper of a jawline. So when I'm shooting my TV show that I'll eventually have to produce myself, that I won't just be in the editing bay being like, why is my neck droopy? Okay, those are the things that keep me up at night. We're all insecure. I'm insecure I'm not doing enough. I'm insecure I'm not, the best. I should be a mother now. I get insecure that, I'm not doing enough for my friends and my family and all this. We're all fucking dealing with insecurities. But listen, at the end of the day, if you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm kind, I'm generous, I'm a good person, we're all doing the best we can. We all got to learn as we go. All right? Great question, though. Any regrets since becoming more well-known in comedy? Interesting question. No, I don't have any regrets. I mean, as of right now, anything that comes to the top of my head. But again, I do have I'm still not doing enough. So even though I've been on 2 world tours, shot 2 specials, wrote 2 television shows that didn't get picked up, hosted, every red carpet this year, doing the fucking most, literally no sleep, club, bus, another club, bicycle, Berghain, which is that club in Berlin. I'm still not doing enough. So yeah, the regret is it's still not enough. You know what I mean? You're like, I just want a fucking weekend off. I'm like, oh, you want to do 10 open mics in Austin? No, I want a weekend off. I want to go to Trader Joe's and pick out new flavors of hummus. Let me fucking live. So it's finding the balance. Okay? So if you feel like you're not doing enough, I'm right there with you. Somebody said, hey, today's my birthday. What's the best birthday you've had so far? Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Audrey. Audrey, great solid name. The best birthday I ever had. 30 was great. I had a great birthday this year. I'll say, we did hibachi last year, and that was fun. It was freezing. We had a hibachi chef come to my friend Amy's house. They were fucking grilling up next to the garage. It was a hoot. We were passing around a joint, getting high, eating, just that perfect hibachi salad, which is just romaine, couple shreds of lettuce, and a ginger soy dressing that'll blow your tits off. That to me is a great birthday. That was fun. Birthdays are always a little bit of a letdown, and because my birthday is around St. Patrick's Day, that's always, we don't want to go out on Thursday. We want to go on Saturday and get fucked up. I think my favorite birthdays, though, were always in college because my birthday would always land over spring break. So we were turning down for what? And the party was already planned. I did have an idea, though, for 40th birthdays. So we're all turning 40, 2027. And I'm going to pitch this to my group of friends. Why don't we all just take a week? 1 week. We figure out the best week that year, and we all celebrate our 40th birthdays together. We get a fucking DJ. We have a full party. We have a dinner catered. We go somewhere fucking sick, an island, Europe, something. And everybody takes 1 week and we all just do this is the year we all turn 40 and we have one blowout, almost massive wedding for ourselves. I think that's the way to do it. And then on your actual 40th birthday, you go have drinks or dinner with your friends, whatever, keep it low key. But I feel like the year of the 40th, you should just get all your college friends together, your high school friends, the people you still stay in contact with, and just have one fucking blowout down in the Turks and Caicos and just let it rip. You know what I mean? I call in DJ Remo, who performed at my wedding in Italy, fly him down to the island. We got champagne at the Waimara. We're tearing it up. Everyone either brings their kids, gets away from their kids for a week, and we all just have one fucking party. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I am exhausted thinking about the amount of alcohol I'm going to have to consume in 2027. And maybe by then we'll all be, fully off the booze and microdosing mushrooms. I dabble with both still. But I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to that 4-0. Because I'm going to have a new neck and possibly perkier tits. We'll see. And maybe a baby. I don't know. But happy birthday, Audrey. And I hope you're having a gorgeous day. And remember, if it isn't the birthday that you wanted it to be, you're still alive. So tomorrow you can still celebrate that you're alive. Beautiful. Look at that. Motivational. Okay. Big name comedian that you love to have open for you. Oh, a big name comedian that I'd love to have open for me. So, great question, but that's actually not how it works. So if they're a big name comedian, they would never open for me because that's not how that works. Big name comedian though, maybe that I've worked with that I really loved. Let's see, who's just been a doll in a dream. I mean, listen, Tom Papa is so lovely. I've been in some. We've done some shows together recently. He's a dream. Jim Gaffigan's a dream. Shout out to my girl Whitney Cummings, who's always just a doll and a peach, and I fucking love her, and she's so hysterical. I would love to do a movie or something with Sebastian Maniscalco. I got to meet him at the Netflix party, and we talked for a while, and it would really only, and I adore him, but it's also because my in-laws just love him. So I would just like to. Living well is your best revenge. Can't elaborate on that much more. But yeah, no, I there's a lot of comedians that I adore because I'm still a big fan of comedy. But they would not open for me because if they're a huge comedian, they're doing their own fucking shows. What am I gonna call Seinfeld and say, give me a tight 10? No, that's not how that works. But great question. All right. Who would you bring on Celebrity Family Feud with you? Great question. Now, I'd obviously have to bring my family. I would bring obviously Robin, Jeff, the Georgia Law lady, the Gala lady, Ashley. Tina's great with questions. So I'd bring Tina. How many people can you have on Family Feud? You can have 5. Okay, including me, that'd be 5. Now, I will say, though, it depends. I mean, Robin would actually not be great on Family Feud because she would start bouncing. She'd start getting all jazz on her tiptoes, and she would just start screaming out answers. She'd give away the answers to the other team. It would end up being a Family Feud. My sister is fantastic with random knowledge as well. She's got that law degree. But Family Feud is just kind of like word games. It's like word association and bullshit. They're like, we polled 600 people, and they want to know what the top drink in your fridge is. And someone's like, milk. It's like dumb shit like that. Not really where you have to think at the top of your toes, think at the top of your brain. Yeah, I'd probably bring either Tina or, Ray's also great with questions. There would be 5 of us if my dad was alive, but he's dead, so can't bring him. Maybe I'd bring my financial advisor, Scott, just to fill in for my dad, because that's the only older male figure I have in my life. But great question. Thank you so much for bringing up that trauma. Did you watch the J-Lo doc? What the fuck is going on with Jenny from the Block? No, I did not watch the J-Lo doc. Guys, I know that this will eventually come back to bite me. I've never been a J-Lo girly. I always thought there was something a little sus there. Good for her, but also, you know what I mean? God, I saw a video the other day of her on a Spanish TV show trying to speak Spanish. It was amazing. It was me. Listen, I'm never rooting for anybody's downfall. I just, sometimes it's nice to see you get humbled just a smidge. Just a smidge. But no, I was never a Jenny from the Block girl. I don't know why. I was always more Team Mariah Carey. Spread your wings and prepare to fly. Dude, the Honey album, when she's on the Lido deck and that sexy gold number dancing with those hot sailors, if you put J-Lo and Mariah Carey in the octagon to fight at a UFC rally in Vegas, I'm putting my money on Mariah Carey. There's something about her. And she's always nowadays like perched in a nice chaise lounge. Doesn't like to walk a lot. That's my girl. Has 2 Jack Russell Terriers that fly privately across the world. I'm a Mariah Carey kind of gal. I love her. I'm obsessed. I've always loved Mariah Carey. Mimi, my girl Mimi. Shout out to my friend Mary Beth, who we always said looked like Mimi. Also, my grandmother's name was Mimi. Man, remember the show Divas Live on VH1? And they would get like Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, Aretha Franklin, Shania Twain. They get all these huge female stars, and it was called Divas Live, and it was one night. And I think they may have raised money for a charity. But the night that Divas Live came on VH1, honey, I was in the 5th grade, and I would be in one of my mom's like silk robes with my hair and the little like rollers that my mom would do, and I would just be sitting there watching Celine Dion fight for her life vocally against Aretha Franklin. I'm like, sing it, bitch. I loved Divas Live. I am an old school, like 2000s, 90s pop star princess. I will say, I won't watch the J-Lo doc because I really don't give a shit, I'm being honest. I do want to watch the new Celine Dion documentary. It's coming out on Amazon, I believe. I saw an ad for it. I saw the trailer and I wept, hysterical, crying. I sang, "'Cause I'm your lady." That's all I can sing, because now that we put this on YouTube, if I sing more than like 3 seconds of a song, we get dinged for it. But I sang "'Cause I'm Your Lady" at the 4th grade talent show. I love Celine Dion. And she got sick. And I don't know she has, I think, a neurological disorder. I don't want to misspeak, but I believe that's what they said in the trailer. So I don't know. I can't wait to see what's happening with my girl Celine, but I adore her. I adore her. That's my girl. Great question. Do you wear ballet flats? Yes or no? No. No, this trend of ballet flats. Do you know how fucking rotten and stinky your toes are going to be? We all wore the ballet flats in the early 2000s. And when I say those toes were rotten, dude, there'd be so much sweat on the bottom of your feet from being in a ballet flat. It would look like you'd been soaking your little piggies in a hot tub all day, but that was just sheer moisture friction from the ballet flats. I'm not a ballet flat kind of girl. My feet swell in the summer. I like a wedge. I like a heel. I like a platform sneaker. I got to stay elevated, stay on the top of the toes, keep those calves raised. If not, if I let my feet expand, they will go to places that they cannot return from. And I saw this woman on TikTok. She's like a foot podiatrist specialist. And she said, if you're in a pair of painful heels, if you take off the heels, your feet will continue to expand and you will not be able to put them back on. So you got to stay in the fucking heels. Also, I'm not gonna throw a brand under the bus, but I spent a lot of money on these like inserts for your heels that's supposed to like elevate your arch so you're not putting more weight on the balls of your feet. They don't fucking work. They don't fucking work. And clearly the internet listens to you, because I keep getting these ads for this shoe company that's supposed to make the most comfortable heel in the world. And naturally I go to the reviews and they're like, if you got a wide fucking cheddar block foot, keep moving, bitch. So you're going to make the most comfortable heels in the world, but not for a woman whose toes are literally the same shape across, the same height? My big toe and my baby toe, one and the same. There's a little tilt. There's a little decline there, but it is a wide fucking foot. But I have a thin fucking ankle. No, I do not wear ballet flats, and thank you for that question. Okay. What did you think of Northwest's Lion King performance? If you have not seen this, she sang in The Lion King at the Hollywood Bowl. They got the original cast together to do an incredible reunion performance. Nathan Lane was there, the whole kit and caboodle. It was not great. She I think was coming in at about 40%. And I'm sure that Kimberly and Kanye had a conversation afterwards. I feel bad for my future kids. If they do want to get into the arts, I'm going to expect 110%. I'm going to expect, us to go all out. In the words of, in the cheerleading world, you say full out. We're going full out. We're running all the stunts, all the tumbles. We're marking nothing. I'd like to say that I'm going to be a soft parent, but I have a feeling that every day of their life will be full out, all out. We're not marking anything, because when you start marking, you quit practicing. She's a kid. I'm not going to say much, but I thought she didn't give it 100. Okay. I'm very fearful for a lot of these questions you guys are asking me. There's just going to be a lot of repercussions. So treading lightly. Somebody want to know update on Robin's online dating life. That is such a layered question. There's no update. And I'm at a frustrated point right now where I have a lot of people that reach out to me and they're like, oh, our parents would be so cute together. And I've started to realize that a lot of these gals, which is great, they just kind of want to chit chat with me, which is fun. Fantastic. Thank you for being along for the journey. I love to chit chat. But I have been strung along quite a bit with people being like, oh my God, my dad would be such a great prospect for your mom. And then I give the information, I give my mom's telephone number, I send photos, I kind of like, send the pitch packet, if you will. And then my mom never hears from the guys, or the girls just kind of continue to text me, which is fine. But it's been frustrating because I really do think my mom deserves to go on dates and travel and have fun. And she's such a great person and so beautiful and so much fun. But it has been really, there's no update. We haven't had anybody who's followed through. And that's why it's tricky going through and trying to be the matchmaker for my mom. Because unfortunately, I think a lot of it is people just want to, have my cell phone number that I very easily and readily give out. And now I have a lot of girlies who are pen pals, but unfortunately, it has not led to a single date for my mom. And that has been a real bummer. That's why I think, too, I was really emotional this week, just because I'm like, fuck. My mom doesn't even want a date, but she has to because my dad's not here. And that's frustrating. None of these guys are attractive enough for my mom. None of them have their shit together. As men age, they kind of let themselves go. And then they all want somebody who's 40. My mom's in her 70s. She's such a fucking catch. Has perky tits, of amazing body. Still has so much life to live. But they're all end up dating girls who are 30. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I feel bad for my single gals in their 40s because they're dealing with guys who want to date girls in their 20s. Well, it doesn't get better when you're in your fucking 70s. They either want the nurse or the purse. It's so fucking frustrating. Thank you for asking that question. And you guys are always so sweet and always checking in about what's going on with Robin's dating. Has she been on a date? No. The guys on the apps fucking suck. And nobody in a one-on-one or, 2 degrees of separation have come through. So it's a bummer. I truly think the only way I'm going to have my mom find somebody, I think we're just going to have to do like a Ritz-Carlton cruise. That'll be her age range. That'll be her, financial demographic. I said, Mom, I think we just need to book you for 2 weeks on a Ritz-Carlton cruise. I'll come do 1 week with you. Maybe we'll do it in August or something. And then you do it. And then we'll cruise around. You go to a week. I'll go with you for a week, and then you do a week on your own, so I'm not cock blocking you. But I think that's what she needs to do. Surely there's got to be other older guys who are over there, kind of doing the same thing. They want to see the world. They want to travel. They've got the money to spend. They like fabulous meals and fine wine. And I think that's what you got to do. So, maybe if you got an elder father who wants to do those things, put them on the Ritz-Carlton cruise. And this is not sponsored. It's not like I'm going to get a fucking discount on a cabin. But I'd love that for my mom. Okay, somebody just said, I want to start my own podcast. Where do I begin? Great question. I would say go to some sort of electronic store. Okay, I'll tell you what you need. You need a H6 handy recorder. You need a mic. You need a cord, and some headphones. Get a decent light. It's all about lighting. I mean, you will sweat under these fucking lights. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sweating my ass off. So I had to pull my beautifully blown out hair into a shitty, chode-like, middle to low bun ponytail thing. And just hit record. People overthink stuff. 90% of my career is just do it. Jump in, figure it out. Watch a couple YouTubes. Hell, there's got to be some sort of condensed, 60-second video on TikTok where these kids can show you how to do it. There were these kids. When did I become so old? Where are these TikTok kids? That's all I say these days. These TikTok kids. But I do. I'm feeling old. But no, we're young. We're youthful. It's summertime, baby. Just do it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. And whatever you do, especially, I can't see what your name is. If you're a white woman, don't do one about murders and crime. That is an oversaturated market. And don't do one about health and wellness. That's also oversaturated. Do one about human trafficking. I don't know. Solve a fucking problem. Because I don't need you also encroaching in the comedy space because you're not funnier than me. And I'm already unhinged that I do this by myself in the first place. You know, a lot of these other top of the chart podcasts, there's 2 fucking people carrying the weight. It's just me over here. I'm sweating my ass off. And I'm hungry. So leave me alone. I got an Aloha bowl from Upbeat on its way. Tina just walked out of the office to go get it. I'm starving. But just do it. Just fucking do it. Next question is, how do I get eyebrows like yours? Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Along with my very thick, droopy neck, I also got gorgeous, delicious, furry eyebrows from my dad. I'm running my hands through them. This is all me. I color them in. I used to dye them. I've gotten lazy. I need to start dyeing them again. But if you want to grow in your eyebrows, I will say I got this little organic roller, just a tiny little travel size, almost like the size of my lip gloss that I'm holding up right now. I got a little castor oil roller, and I put that on my eyebrows at night. And also Revita Brow also works. I can't really use Revita Lash. Kind of makes my eyes sting. I'm allergic to like every eyelash growth serum, but castor oil works fantastic. And I just want to give the ladies out there a little heads up. If you ever get short, like if your eyebrows start to shed on the ends, it's usually a hormonal imbalance. So get your hormones checked. If you're like, why are my eyebrows feeling super short? It's a hormonal imbalance. Just letting you know. Okay, hot take. Is a hot dog a sandwich? It is not. A hot dog is not a sandwich, nor is a burger a sandwich. A burger is a burger. It's its own solo entity. A hot dog is a hot dog. You know what I mean? No, a sandwich is something that is a sandwich. A BLT, a tuna, a club, a croque madame, a croque monsieur, chicken salad. Buffalo chicken tender is also a sandwich. A sub is a sandwich, but a hot dog or a hamburger, they're not sandwiches. And if you think they are, I'm not even going to agree to disagree. Full disagree. All right, somebody just asked, these are my favorite, rank your favorite cookies. I thought you'd never ask. Easy. Rank my favorite cookies. Number 1's going to be a chocolate chip cookie, little raw in the middle, crispy on the outside with Malden sea salt, okay? I fuck with a chocolate chip cookie. Right below that, I'm going to say, go with me here, I'm going to say a snickerdoodle. There's something about that cinnamon, you know what I mean? And you get those nice granules of sugar on top. So I'm going to go chocolate chip with salt, then a snickerdoodle. You know, I like a little extra. Ooh, but you know what I also love is when you can take 2 of those. It's called a do-si-do. You take 2 of the cookies, you smush them together and put a thick layer of just lots of icing, thick buttercream icing in the middle. All right, so I don't know where that ranks, but that's up there. What's another cookie that I absolutely love? Now, I know some of y'all are going to say oatmeal raisin. I do an oatmeal chocolate chip. I don't fuck with the raisin. Anytime I've ever bitten into a sweet treat and there's been a raisin, I've immediately gone, fuck. And I'll eat raisins on their own, but I don't know why. Why would you put a raisin in a cookie when you can put candy? A shortbread, like a sugar cookie with M&Ms, delicious. Why are we acting like we wanted it to be healthy? It's a fucking cookie. Don't put raisins in the cookies. You know what I love? A white chocolate macadamia nut. Actually, it's going chocolate chip with salt, then a white chocolate macadamia nut, then a snickerdoodle, sugar cookie with M&Ms. You know, the 2 cookies with the icing in the middle kind of encompasses everything. I mean, what other kind of cookies are there? Oh, a peanut butter cookie? Dude, a peanut butter cookie, that may go 4th. That may bump one of them below her. Below her? That may bump one of them to lower. I can't talk. Love a peanut butter cookie. And I know, here's what's going to happen. Okay. I'm going to put this up and somebody's going to be like, well, what about a shortbread? What about a thumbprint cookie? You know, y'all are going to get so fucking specific with this. I'm telling you my top cookies. And they all involve some sort of salt, savory, chocolate, peanut butter, and a nut crunch. And if that isn't what you fuck with, if you come to me and you're like, well, I love a streusel. I love a raspberry walnut cookie. I've never had one. And I love fucking cookies. And do I love a black and white cookie? I do. Okay, I already know the comments are going to come. Where's the black and white cookie? However, if it's not done well, I've never had a drier fucking cookie in my life. I would rather have each one of my acrylic nails pulled off individually than eat a dry black and white cookie. A good one is great, but a bad one is terrible. And you know it. Nothing fucking worse than a dry black and white cookie. Let's just look. Top cookies in America. Oh, but this is like, oh, okay. Now this is a list of the top American cookies. Oreos, Chips Ahoy, Tate's Bake Shop, Nilla Wafers, Famous Amos. Yeah. Animal crackers, that's not a cookie. I guess that's a cookie. Okay. Would you know what? I'm going to say something. I go Oreos over Chips Ahoy any fucking day. Chips Ahoy never really did it for me. And you know how I feel about Tate's? I don't go thin crispy. I like a cookie so raw in the middle that it's got egg yolk running out of it. That's why I'm a Levain girly. I like it to be a mound of a mixture of nuts, walnuts, chocolate chip, salt, and I just break it apart. If it looks like something that I could use to rock climb with, that's the fucking cookie I want. Don't give me this thin, crispy shit. You're literally out of your minds. Wow, I got fired up. Okay, let's see what some of these other questions are. Okay. Wow, I've just been really going in on this. What am I? Okay, 30. Okay, wedding advice. Honeymoon advice, 2.5 weeks out. Wedding advice, you got to let shit go. Don't, there's going to be details about the wedding. They're not going to have the flowers in the right place. This will be messed up. Just enjoy yourself. If you paid the wedding planner, if you paid the people to do their job, let them do their jobs. Okay? Let everybody do their job. Enjoy yourself. Honeymoon advice, you'll have to see my newest special. I talk all about the honeymoon, but don't go over 7 days. Don't do it. Do not fucking do it. But my biggest piece of wedding advice is you paid the people to do their job. Unless there is some sort of just absolute blatant neglect, somebody is very obviously dropped the ball, then you can get upset about it, but just don't be a cunt and enjoy the day. All right? Somebody said, feelings on Aritzia. I just experienced a lot in that store. I have not figured out Aritzia. I think I own one shirt from Aritzia because when I go into the store, it all just looks like paper thin material. I don't know. The girlies love fucking Aritzia. I know that I could only shop for Aritzia online, which is already kind of like a bummer, but I have not figured it out. To me, it seems like a fairly higher price point for a tank top that's like a cheesecloth. You know? I don't know. Aritzia, send me a PR package. You know, change my mind. You know what? I get a lot of PR packages, but I have not been getting like the gifts like I used to get, and that's why I need to start posting more online. I miss the gifts. I do. I have an entire linen closet. I had to redo a linen closet into just a toiletry closet because of the amount of products I get sent, but I miss the gifts. I miss the gifts if you really want to know. I really do. Somebody said, how do you do it all? I don't. I have a nervous breakdown about every 9 months. I cried in my car on the way here because my iced coffee was wrong. And I was tired and I felt a lot of pressure because I'm not doing enough. I don't do it all. I really don't. I drop the ball in a lot of places in my life, but I try and be very self-aware. So if I'm dropping the ball here, I'm like, how can I pick it up and fix it in another way? I try and be patient. I try and really let things go and giggle because life is fucking short, but I don't do it all. So even though you see me doing it all, I've probably cried about it. Okay. Let me go through some of these. What do you take to help you sleep? I remembered you were trying a sleep drink. Okay, this is what I take to sleep. All right. When my cortisol is high, I do this thing. It's my sleepy time cocktail. I didn't invent this. My mom's been doing this for years. It's tart cherry juice. Take about, I don't know, a fourth a cup of tart cherry juice. I put a little LaCroix, a Spindrift, a Poppy, whatever you want over it. And then I take some magnesium. I really like this magnesium from a company called Moon Juice. It's pricey, but it works. And I take it because it has L-theanine, regular magnesium in it, and then something else. And it just calms you. So I take tart cherry juice, scoop of the Moon Juice, sleepy time magnesium, little bit of Poppy on top, delicious. I drink it down. Then I get a magnesium spray because I'm highly deficient in magnesium. And I spray it all over my feet. And then I take giant Nike socks and I put them up to kind of compress my legs while I sleep. And then I take some sort of like allergy pill that will eventually give me dementia because I just found that out on TikTok. Do you know if you take allergy pills consistently, you have a 46% chance of having Alzheimer's or dementia? Lest we not forget, no pun intended. And I usually take that, and then I take about 6 other supplements. So, at this point, I'd be better off just doing some equine therapy and letting a horse kick me in the face. Great. Okay. How is Jeff's hump? Thank you for asking. I thought when I originally saw this, it might be sexual. Jeff's humping is fantastic, but his buffalo hump, it's still there. It's going to take a while to let it go. We have to do castor oil packs. He has to get in the dry sauna. He has to do a lot of stretching, but he does in fact have a buffalo hump. That is hereditary. And, praying our kids don't get it. But, of course, he didn't believe me when I told him he had one, but he listened to his chiropractor. Somebody asked, where is your favorite place to perform? Listen, I love performing everywhere because I'm just so grateful you guys come out to the shows. New York's always extra special because the audiences are just chef's kiss. Cincinnati, I don't know what it is about that Taft Theater, but the Cincinnati crowds are fucking fantastic. Nashville's always a great time. Texas shows up for me. I love performing everywhere. There are places that I've gone to where I've been like, okay, maybe we don't need to go back for a minute, but I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to announce another tour, I'm sure, soon. Because remember, I'm not doing enough. So, got to make sure you don't piss off the people of Florida. We're coming back. But I will say sometimes Pensacola is tough. It's tough. All right. So let's get to a couple more questions and then I'm going to let you guys go. How do you deal with trolls and assholes? What does a bitch do to shake it off? Listen, you got to remember, when I'm driving around in my white Audi, that's, I paid off, that's 4 years old, and I'm cruising around listening to the new Billie Eilish album, and I get a ting on my phone, and I look at it, and it says something like, "You're a fat bitch." I just remember, bitch, I'm going to roll those windows down, let the cool Atlanta breeze, aka the hot hellfire heat, just hit me in the face, and remember, I'm a bitch. I am that bitch. And I'm going to go to the Chase Bank. I'm going to deposit a couple sensible checks. And I'm going to let it go. There are plenty of people on Reddit and plenty of people out there that I know probably hate watch all of my shit. And if you take that time and energy to hate watch it, you're a fucking loser. Also, just remember, everyone's fucking miserable with themselves. So, let it go. Who cares? And if you have something mean, say it to my fucking face. Because I will fucking fight you. Somebody said, let's get one last one. If you were 40 and single, where would you meet men? Serious. I feel like I'm not the best person to ask, and I know that may seem, discouraging, and I don't mean to say that. Here's the thing. I still got plenty of single gals, so I try and follow their lead. I would always say in general, Delta Sky Clubs, a Centurion Lounge at an airport, that, that way people are going places. They're doing things. They're movers. They're shakers. I think you got to get out. You know what I mean? You got to get out. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, but I told you, when Jeff eventually goes to be with the Lord, it's probably a wrap, because that sounds exhausting. But I would just say, if I was in that situation, I'd be slutting it up at a Sky Club. I'd be showing leg. I would just fly first class on flights to important places with my tits out. You know what I mean? And have a business card. Have a fucking business card. We're too old to be like, follow me on Instagram. Slide them a fucking business card. And then they may just think that you're a high class sex worker. And even better, you definitely know you're going to get a call back then. Guys, these were all fantastic questions. I hope you enjoyed Hot Takes. I love you. I mean it. But I enjoy just chit-chatting about bullshit. And if I can ever give you real life advice, don't take it, because I am absolutely full of fucking shit. And if you're hate watching this on the internet, hey, thanks for being here. I love you. I mean it. I hope you enjoyed this quick little bonus episode where we just got to, answer some questions and talk some shit. I'll see you on the next episode. We'll see you next week with Hot Fire, brand new content. Ciao, Bella. Arrivederci. Bye.